with you, Andrew, today.
Hey everybody, we're live at the Crestwood Curling Center here today with the Platinum Anniversary Showdown. In our feature game this morning, we've got Reese-Hansen from Victoria Curling Club and Hansen from the Bentley Curling Club here in Alberta. We are thrilled to have an event of this stature back at the Crestwood. It's been way too many years. With me today is Chris Kennedy, and I'm Andrew Dunbar.
It's great to be joining you today, Andrew. Exciting game we got going on here on Sheet 4. Great start to the event, and can't wait to get going.
Yeah, it looks like Reese-Hansen is out here this morning without Reese-Hansen, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, a bit of a different lineup is always an exciting way to start an event. We'll see how that goes for them.
Yeah, definitely. In today's curling, it seems that 3 isn't a negative anymore, so it'd be interesting to see how they handle that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've seen a lot of good teams win with 3 on the big stages. First drop stays just out of the house, it looks like.
Oh, wrong again, Chris. Looks like we're barreling towards a fairly open end here. Keep things clean. The team here at the Crestwood has this facility looking fantastic. There is no entry fee to come watch this great event, so if anybody does want to come down and catch the action live, we'd definitely recommend that.
Yeah, food's going to be served here later today. It's excellent, as well as there's going to be cold beer and drinks, so you can't go wrong by being at the Crestwood today.
Right. That combined with not having to listen to us commentate for 2.5 hours, it's a home run. Well, it looks like they just rolled out there, so it kind of opens up the free center guard.
Yeah, I get to throw it back again, hopefully a little bit higher this time.
Yeah.
Lots of curl out there right now. It's going to be able to get around tight center guards without too much trouble.
Yeah, you're really seeing that curl. That's a lot of rotation on a rock that's curling 4 or 5 feet. So it just slid in a little deep again, which lets them off the hook slightly with being able to hit and roll here and keep the blank alive.
Yeah, you're pretty happy if you're Taylor Reese-Hansen to get the blank here.
Yeah, exactly. Keep control into the home second end. So there's actually 2 local to the Crestwood players on Team Reese-Hansen. That's Juliana and Kim. They played out of here in, I think it was a couple years ago, and had some success at the junior level.
Yeah, they're playing front end for this team right now, throwing the 3 rocks each.
Yeah, the junior program here at the Crestwood is quite impressive. It's pumping out a lot of very good players.
Yeah, for sure. You got Hlushak on the men's side that's really kind of rounding into their own form.
Yeah, we know that all too well as they've taken a game off us earlier this year.
Yeah, we get to play them again this weekend, so a bit of a rematch later on.
Yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun. It's always fun to play those guys, and Red Reinhardt's a staple here at the Crestwood Curling Center, and it's always fun to battle any team he's coaching because you know they're going to be good.
Yeah, you're exactly right on that. I think that's our feature game on Sunday afternoon. So
yeah, you bet. So I think maybe even Sunday evening. Everyone's staying up late before they have to go to work. Just rolled out there, but no harm.
Yeah, clean house again here.
We're seeing the corner guard call here, which means they're ready to kind of get going after it a little bit more.
See if this one stays out of the rings here.
Yeah, it looks quick out there to start. The other matchups here this morning on sheet 2, we got Plett versus Steele. We got Kaufman versus Stixma. Our feature here is Reese-Hansen versus Hansen. And on sheet 5, we got Phillips versus Silvernagel. All these first ends are looking relatively clean as we get going here. Nobody taking too much risk.
Got a few guards up in the Plett Steele game.
Yep.
Be an interesting end to follow over there.
You can catch the Kaufman Stixma game on sheet 3 as well as on our stream. So good opportunity here for Reese-Hansen to get around their corner guard they just threw. Really put the pressure on and get that deuce alive.
Yeah, it's a great spot for that corner guard, plenty wide.
Yeah, getting some really nice curl here this morning. The teams will be really liking that.
Yeah, it should be excellent conditions all weekend.
Good sweep here to get it by the guard.
It's got legs to get in there.
Yeah, well managed.
Yeah,
it's a
great
well
shot.
managed rock. Keeping
Really
it
good
above
spot.
the T-line was critical there.
Yeah. It'll be tough for Team Hansen here to freeze and get shot at all, so looks like they might be chasing it with a little extra weight.
Yeah, the way it's curling here tomorrow, I think this shot's definitely a possibility. Just want to make sure the pro side here would be to chisel that guard and open it up.
Yeah, you roll in off that, you can make them hit you at least.
Yeah. Kind of rolling to an off-center guard there is not the worst. So important here to try and leave these rocks even and avoid the double off that wide one and keep your juice generating.
Yeah, ideally you're just full in the top 8 here. Just kind of, you could walk down a place that's exactly where you want it, fully buried. Team Hansen has to make a decision if you make a good one here.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be decision time if they decide they want to kind of freeze into the middle here and kind of shrink the scoring area down, or if they want to play the hit and roll and kind of protect and be okay with a potential deuce.
This one's hanging a little bit.
Yeah, lots of finish right at the end, eh? Great.
Yeah, great spot.
Yep, even. The nice thing about that placement too and not being fully buried is it's hard for them to freeze on it and be any good and get buried.
Yeah, for sure. They can they'd barely be second shot if they freeze on the face, but lots of scoring room for a deuce still for Team Reese-Hansen.
This Hansen team was telling me this morning that they're a product of Darren Molding. They said that Darren's worked with them lots, and this is their either first or second year of competitive curling. So it's great to see new competitive teams taking that step and joining the circuit and playing in events like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously he's a pretty well-known guy, and he's got lots of experience to bring to that team. So nice to see high-level curlers giving back and helping out the next generation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so important to share the knowledge that one gains throughout this sport. So Reese-Hansen here just looking to split the house, put that rock back, and keep their deuce alive.
Yeah, two kind of spots you want. Dead even is great, or you want to be deep in the back of the house here. You don't want to leave the double off the middle one. Yeah,
ideally, you know, if you could put this T-line back 4 and
yeah,
make that hit and roll so you're not shot, that would be the absolute perfect spot.
Definitely. Looks like they've got a pretty good one here.
Yeah, very well managed.
Yeah, that's great placement. Going to leave a thin double off the middle if they want to take it on. Play the hit and roll.
Important here to make contact with that ideally red one, and even the blue one would be an okay chisel here, and kind of spin yourself towards that one at the back of the house.
Yeah, if you over curl but you make a good line call, you can still get something really good out of it.
Yeah,
looks like she's close here though.
Yeah, this looks very close.
Needs to curl.
It's all about the roll here. Where does that end up? Yeah, great shot
spot
there. Yeah, really nice to group those rocks together now and put some pressure on Reese-Hansen to put this in a good spot with the roll.
Yeah, they can't roll inside very much here, so you should have a double back right after. Great shot there.
We've got some important shots in the other game. Plett's got a draw to the button right now.
Yeah, looking at 2 rocks.
Yeah, and Stixma's got a nose hit for 1. Also looking at 2 rocks here in 1.
Yeah.
And a blank attempt coming here on sheet 5 between Kaufman and Phillips. Or sorry, Silvernagel and Phillips.
Good shot by team Reese-Hansen there. Just had to do what you can, and then hope you get a miss here if you're them.
Yeah, that was the importance of how good that first shot was by Hansen, rolling all the way over there, grouping them, and remaining shot is the benefit is you got the group, and you should have a double here now. And even if you hit it a hair high and roll on top, that's pretty good too.
Yeah, you might get the force that way.
Great shot there by Hansen.
Yeah, make the double and roll over. You should get a blank out of this now, which is a good outcome given the rocks a few shots ago.
Yeah, just a replay here. Well managed stone by the sweeper line calling. Yeah. Just a great team shot overall.
Yeah, good curl there. Make sure you get the double, and kind of wherever the shooter goes is a good outcome. Andrew's just stepping away to do an interview here with Global News, who are covering the event, giving us some extra media coverage. So you're stuck with me on my own for a bit. Good blank attempt there. They get the outcome they're looking for, and they've got Hammer coming into the second end now. Team Hansen calling the center guard here, looking to bring a little more offensive sense, see if they can get a force or a steal, kind of get things going in this game. Good sweep to get that one over quite high, but I think they're happy with it being on the center line at the very least. Good placement on this corner guard here for Team Reese-Hansen. Been drawing very well through the first end so far. Lots of rotation on that draw there, coming up a little bit short, giving them another center guard. Not a bad setup though, with given how high the first guard was. They got lots of room to come around still and bury one deep. Team Reese-Hansen has to be a little careful if they want to go around their corner early, and leaving that double center up is a little bit dangerous for them. Electing to come around the double centers here. Make a good one. You're forcing Team Hansen to chase you down and freeze you out. Hopefully not give you a deuce. Really great spot there. Another really good, well-thrown draw and really well-managed rock too. A little heavy there, didn't quite get the curl they were looking for. Negates the corner guard a little bit though. It's going to be tough to get around the corner and be shot over that one, so kind of bringing play to the middle early in the end is not a bad thing for Team Hansen if they find a way to tap that red in the top four. They're in turn draw here for Team Reese-Hansen. They're looking to just lock one right on top there in the top 8. Lie 1-2 buried. Really good placement on that one there. Team Hansen talking about peeling their own center guards just to see some daylight here and not give up a big end. Alternatively, they could throw the freeze here and try to cut down the scoring zone and get a force that way. Brings a little more danger into play by not clearing the front though and giving yourself a double later on in the end. Looks like they've elected to throw the freeze here. Make a good one here, and Hansen's going to like where they're sitting. Sweepers are on it early. We're over curling a little bit, but got to get it to the top one at least, and you can work with it. Going up just a little bit short there.
Quite a bit more action here in N2. Thanks for holding down the fort, Chris.
Yeah, of course. Lots of play right around the middle here with all the curl. They decided just to ignore the corner guard and loop things to the middle, and it's working out really well for Team Reese-Hansen right now.
Yeah, lots of pressure here on Hansen, but you know those two center guards can be a way to bail out of here at some point.
Yeah, even a slight miss from Reese-Hansen and you can kind of get an out, you make a good shot, and all of a sudden now you're lying 1-2 buried behind the double center.
Yeah, absolutely. For anybody that can't make it down to the Crestwood today to catch this awesome action, there'll be a clip at 6 o'clock on Global about this great event. Looks pretty close here.
Got to get by that one in the top 12. It looks like they're going to.
Yes, it's a very, very good shot. If they can just get behind that blue, yeah. Absolutely perfect. Very well managed.
Big time. Team Hansen's definitely got to look at the clear here. Even if you just get the high center guard, you kind of open up a shorter run at least, and you might have a chance of seeing daylight sometime soon.
Yeah, that's good. The objective there was just to get rid of that top one and kind of give yourself access at that tighter guard to be able to promote it in.
Yeah, that's mission achieved for that shot.
So Reese-Hansen here, there's a few shots that, you know, all pretty promising. That's a great shot back there. You can do the same thing on the other side. Putting back the high center may not be a bad option here either, just to take away that blue run back. You're sitting pretty good.
Yeah, you know Team Hansen is almost certainly going to be throwing the run back on that blue on their next shot, so you could throw the center guard and take that away. I kind of like coming over there. You just got to be pretty much on the tee line is perfect. Don't want to leave a double off into the shot rock.
Yeah, absolutely right. Like this, it's better to be back 4, back 8 here than to leave it half open top of the house. And
definitely.
And give Hansen a chance out.
Looks a little heavy here. See if it stops in time.
Yeah, just a little heavy, and you know, honestly, that might be the pro side, right? Like we talked, you don't want to leave that up at the top of the house and give them a way out of here.
For sure. If I'm the skip, I'm happier with that than I am with a top 8 rock.
Absolutely. Seeing really nice consistent curl all over the sheet here.
Yeah, it looks like almost 5 feet of curl in every direction.
Big shout out to the ice crew at the Crestwood Curling Center. We know that they've been working hard over the Christmas break to get this ice in top shape for this event. And it appears that they've done that.
Yeah. Over curl on the run back, but they open things up still.
Yeah, it's still better, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, you know, make the adjustment here as a thrower, knowing that you're, you know, 6 feet-ish heavy, and they can put this over on the side of the sheet back 8-3 is definitely in play this end.
Yeah, for sure. It's always nice to get to throw the same shot twice in a row, too. A little bit of redemption on this one, hopefully.
It looks like that adjustment was made just perfectly here.
Yeah, it looks like she's got a really good one.
Yeah, great shot.
Buried behind the guards, too. That's going to be tough to do anything with.
Yeah, that rock was 15-2, and when we say that, that's hog line to hog line. For everybody out there, a typical club ice is somewhere between 14 and 14 and a half, so fantastic surface out there right now.
Yeah, I can't see many curlers complaining about this. Interesting angle here for Team Hansen. Send that blue into the pile and might actually redirect into that side one.
Yeah, it's very close. You should be able, you hit this on the high side, on the left-hand side of the rock, you should be able to get 2 for sure.
Yeah. What kind of weight are you seeing on this one here, Andrew?
Yeah, you know, with that broom, I think you want to make sure you throw it hard enough to at least get rid of 2 of these rocks. So I'd be thinking peel would make some sense. And the key here is just to make sure you hit the left side of that rock, and good things will happen for you.
Definitely.
This looks really close.
Yeah, trying to hold it straight, keep it a little on the high side. Good shot there. Open up the middle, you should have a double on your next, and you're lying third.
Yeah, you put it in a position now where they have to deal with it. So it's definitely looking better and better as this end moves on for Hansen, and hopefully they can find a way to limit the damage to 2.
Definitely.
That would be a win in this situation. Little update, Plett got 1 in the first end. Kaufman, Stixma made her hit for 1 in the first end. Our feature is a blank. And we'll get back to you on sheet 5 as they haven't put up the score.
Looks like we've got a steal of at least 1 on the Plett steal game.
All the scores for all the other sheets are being live updated to Curling Zone, so if the team that you're cheering for isn't on one of our features and you want to stay tuned, you can go there to check it out. Really important here to make contact with that third shot rock.
Have to be a little careful. If you hit it too thin, I think it catches on the side red and doesn't leave town, so.
A lot of curl in this spot, as we've seen on a couple draws that were thrown already.
Looks like she might be on the top blue.
A lot of curl there to the wings. Good weight. Just caught that curl.
Yeah.
A really good opportunity here for Hansen now to get out of this with a nose hit double.
Got to be a little careful, make sure the back red clears the back blue and doesn't just jam right there, but even if it happens to catch on the back, you should be lying 1-2 and force Team Reese-Hansen to make a double for their 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's always nice getting to throw in the same spot twice, right? Like we just talked about, and this is a very identical shot to what they had just thrown.
Yeah, out-turn with some weight and make them both go away. Big set on the release there. They're trying to cut this one and make contact on that red still.
So unfortunately not enough contact on that top one to get either out. So this looks like a slightly high side hit for 4. Definitely want to be cautious here and make sure that, you're always on the thin side of this rock.
Yeah, a couple ways you can try to play it. You could send it thin either way. It's going to be tough to stick the shooter unless you're throwing only about a hack later, but
yeah, important here to make sure you score your 3. It's early in the game, and to get that lead early, it's critical.
Definitely.
So we're going on this one. It looks like it's caught that center line curl.
Be careful not to jam it right in the middle now.
One red.
Fortunate for Team Hansen to get out of that one with only the 1 score against them.
Yeah, certainly that it seems like they're just getting caught a little bit by the curl right now. It's moving on everything. Hits and draws. Without great sponsors, and we have a bunch here at this event, as well as the teams that are playing out there. So we just wanted to touch on the sponsors for each team. For Team Hansen, Pid Hernies, Gallup, Alligator Systems, The Salon from Brooks, Meadow Farm Florals, and CIR Realty. Throwing the center guard here, and looks like it's going to stop in time. Team Reese-Hansen here would be very happy to try and force Hansen to take their single point in this end and maintain control and hammer into the 4th end.
Just saw lots of play around the middle last end. Both teams should have no trouble figuring out how to get around there now.
Yeah, I'm noticing now you're seeing teams already starting to open that broom up a little bit, taking a little more ice as they've seen the volume of curl out there.
Yeah, it's easy to get lots of finish right at the end by curling it in. It's hard to hold them straight right from the beginning.
Not everybody's Chris Kennedy on the brush, eh? So good line on that last draw attempt, but unfortunately just left it open. The women's field here at this event is nothing short of extraordinary. We've got teams from Japan, the States, and all across Canada here this weekend, and very excited to see the action and follow it.
Yeah, the response from the women's field has been incredible. We filled up very quickly and really happy with the turnout.
Yeah, these events take a ton of planning and a ton of work, and the Crestwood board, the members here, the sponsors, and everybody that's volunteered and helped out, and there's an army of them and a very long list. Just exceptional work to get this event to where it is today in its inaugural year. There's a lot of things that went into this, where with the cameras and the streaming setup and everything else that everybody hammered away at to get us to where we're at today. And it's absolutely fantastic buy-in here at the Crestwood. Whenever you want to do something, there's an army of people ready to help.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a risk, starting an event for the first year. You never quite know how it's going to go, but Crestwood was so behind this event right from the beginning. We knew it was going to be a good turnout.
Yeah, it was very fitting when I brought this event to the table. Didn't realize that the Crestwood was celebrating their 70th anniversary this year, and just made this event even that much more special. And 70 years of being a curling club is something really special, and we're excited to be celebrating it here this year.
Yeah, it's an incredible milestone for the club, and they do such a good job here. The ice is fantastic. The restaurant or bar upstairs is always fun to socialize. Great big TVs to watch any other sports games going on. The viewing is excellent.
Yeah, great place to catch some playoff football this weekend too, if you want to come down and catch some great curling and have a cold one.
Slipping just a little bit deep there for Team Reese-Hansen.
Yeah, kind of, if you're Hansen here, you're pretty happy with that outcome. You've got staggered set guards up there. That one is top 12, but because of the stagger, it's acting as a guard for you. And a good one here, frozen on the back or even top button, would be a huge momentum swing. Very important shot here.
Yeah, this is a big swing shot. Most ends have one or two that really flip how the end goes, and this is definitely the one this end.
Yeah, here comes that late finish. The line is looking quite good for the freeze to the back one.
Just got to get it there now. Excellent shot.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. The nice thing about leaving that one not frozen is Reese-Hansen now can't freeze on you and be shot. So advantage back to Hansen, and with one shot they've got something cooking now.
Always going to have that corner guard that's really tight to the ring, sending that into the forefoot late in the end if they need something too. Got lots going for them.
Yeah, Reese-Hansen, after that shot, you're more than happy to freeze to this and shrink the scoring area. And objective one this end was to get that force and get the hammer back tied going to 4. So still in a good spot for Reese-Hansen as well. This is another very important shot. Anywhere in front of this is where you'd like to be.
Need some of that late finish here.
Just a little bit heavy and ran a hair straighter than what they had seen with 4 or 5 feet extra weight. So another really good opportunity for Hansen here to put one right back on top of the one she just threw.
Same shot in a row for them.
Yeah, I hate to admit how many times I've missed this same shot in a row, throwing it the second time. You think that it would increase your chances by a bunch, but it seems to be tricky from time to time. Just another really great shot there.
Yeah, no mistake there at all. That's an excellent spot. Take another look at that one coming in here.
Yeah, just well managed to the late curl sweep just to get it over the face to make sure you tap it back. Very important to make sure you're there on that one, but you have to get the curl as well. Couldn't have walked it down and placed it better. So similar to like what we seen last time, now Reese-Hansen is going to be in cleanup mode here and try and open up things and get access to those blue rocks.
Pile of rocks behind the tee line though. Team Reese-Hansen, if they can get the middle opened up a little bit, they might have a freeze later in the end to get the force still that they're looking for.
Yeah, some good weight here.
Firing it through the hole there.
Still promising for Reese-Hansen after that outcome to get rid of the stagger.
Yeah,
the
it's better than
was
it
hurting
was.
them,
Yeah.
not being able to promote those rocks. For Hansen here, you're trying to take away the open blue one and a little bit of that red one to make that run back a little tricky. The nice thing for Hansen right now is there's still a few shots away from being able to deal with those blue ones with the pocket at the back.
Yeah, primary objective is take away the straight blue. Can't try to do both and get neither outcomes.
Absolutely. Yeah, line's looking great here.
Yeah.
I think you'll see them finish it at the end and objective complete.
Another good in-turn draw. Looks like Kim is going to be sending that one that was just thrown back into the pile with some heat here.
Yeah, I think if you're Reese-Hansen here, you want to just make sure, you're just trying to get things moving around. Right now you're in a bit of trouble, and if you can open up a pocket at the back to freeze out of here later, that's what you want to do. So just the one again, and unfortunately for Reese-Hansen, they rolled over and hooked those guards again. So neither of those reds can be promoted in there now. They did, however, take away that blue tap that you had mentioned earlier in the end that could be promoted.
Yeah, straightforward here for Team Hansen now. They've got to guard those and hope Team Reese-Hansen doesn't make contact on those runbacks.
Yeah, for this one, I think the line was perfect, but you'd like to see it just a little bit higher so that that run back becomes a little bit harder.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot with the depth there. If you go a little too high with this much curl on the ice, Team Reese-Hansen might ignore it and just play the come around and chase it and try to chip it to the back four and create a bigger wall.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're getting a little bit of over curl here, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with this rock.
End up quite deep on that, going back four and creating a pocket at the back.
Yeah, I gave Reese-Hansen, if they choose to take it, that freeze to the back one, just follow it down to try and get out of a little bit of trouble. Might see them still throw the hit and try and get two of these rocks out of there.
Yeah, I think they could throw the freeze with a little extra weight, almost hack even, and just roll over onto the rock beside it. And gets to be a hard score now for Team Hansen.
Nothing wrong with the peel call here. As long as you can get 2 of them out, then you're feeling pretty happy. Similar to the last end, Reese-Hansen's been in a bit of trouble here. And trying to get out of here without giving up a 3 would be a win at this point. So looking like a lot of weight here. Peel. They're going to try and hit this high into the crotch of those 2 blue ones is what I'm anticipating. Try and get everything spinning off the back reds.
Just need to avoid planting this on the nose of the blue right behind it.
Yeah, I think if you can hit around half and send it right into the 2, you get everything kind of spinning. Big shot here. So they spill 1 and leave their shooter up top. A pretty decent outcome. Red's happy that they've got the one up front now that they can use and promote, and Hansen's got to be a little bit careful about how they deal with that rock.
Yeah, they cleared a little bit of the stuff out of the back 4 there, allowing those blues to hopefully leave on their next shot.
So a couple calls here that would work. You could guard that red one and take away kind of the draw hole and the promotion of the red. I think the other shot that's there is kind of a lightweight hit and roll in, and you might even get lucky and play that red double on your way over. The unfortunate part about doing that is you're going to open up that blue pocket for them to freeze into.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the hit and roll. You're only trying to roll maybe a half a rock over. You don't want to open up the double or the hit and roll off the back one.
Yeah, I think this is a great call. If they can guard that red one, that would be absolutely perfect.
Throwing this in-turn draw path, 5 or 6 times this end now, I think, and should know it pretty well, and they should be pretty close to making this one.
Amazing amount of curl out there. The ice is just fantastic. This is edge of 12 to get a foot off the center line. On sheet 2, looks like we had a steal of 4 by Plett. So Steele will be looking to put everything they can in play here and try and generate a multiple score end to get back in that one. Kaufman and Stixma is 2-1. We got our feature, and then on sheet 5, the first end was a blank, and Phillips scored 2 in the second end. Looks a little bit heavy here on our sheet.
Looks like they tapped it in to be second shot now.
So still shot at the back of the button. You would have preferred that exact same line placement, but about 8 or 10 feet above it. Still not the worst for Hansen. They've got control of the front now with their blue one. You've got to be a little bit careful if you're Reese-Hansen to not change the angles much at this point.
Yeah, a few choices here. They could freeze to the back one just on the other side of the center line, or they could play that tap that Team Hansen basically just made. Just promote that rock just to be shot frozen on it.
Yeah, either or is perfect here. I think coming through that hole and freezing to the back one would be absolutely perfect.
Make a good freeze here, and it becomes a hard score for Team Hansen. Things were looking really good for them a couple shots ago, but a couple misses on the wrong side too, and the ends can flip pretty quickly.
So it's always been so special and to me in curling is how a fantastic end can change so quickly, right? One half shot, quarter shot, and the end flips on its head. So we got the sponsors for Team Reese-Hansen: Dr. Neville Headley, That Stuff for Pain, Prince of Wales, Driftwood Brewery, JAS Electrical Contractors, Goldline, Allstate Tony George, Mark of the Hand Studio, and Born Primetime. Like I mentioned before, without all these great sponsors and the commitment to all these teams out here, none of us are able to do this, and it's absolutely spectacular, the amount of sponsors that we see on all these teams out here and the support they get. This is looking very close.
Need to get a little bit of curl here to clear the top blue. Well, a little heavy, and they chip off the back one. Looks like they stuck around to be shot, though, but Team Hansen's going to have a tap for 2.
Yeah, they've seen this in turn enough, and it's a little bit of a tricky tap for 2 with where they rolled to. Not a lot of room through that hole with the amount of curl we're seeing, so I think the weight's going to have to be kept up here a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're going to be electing to throw probably a board or control maybe through the hole there, just to limit the amount of curl at the end.
Lots of rocks in play again this end. It's been very exciting to commentate. We'd be struggling for content here if there was a wide open house, so it's definitely welcomed. Yeah, really important shot here, just taking the time to make sure they get the right weight, put the broom in the right spot.
It's always worth in this situation, too, is a skip and a third to make sure you're not missing something obvious for more points that's there. Do your due diligence and check just to make sure this is the only logical shot, and then figure out the best way to make it and what's the most likely way to make it, too.
So with that broom, kind of looks like a board weight or maybe hack, somewhere in that 11.5 to 12.5 seconds. Just for reference, that's draw to the button would be 15.2 right now. The weight looks very close here. They got to go to hold the line.
Looks like she's made a good one here.
It's a great shot for 2. Yeah, very well managed. The right weight.
Good hold on the sweep.
Perfect. Yeah, very good sweep here. It's the important way to throw that rock. You want to make sure that you're never going to be wide onto that outside one, and just made it absolutely perfect. Big score of 2 there.
Yeah, objective complete for Team Hansen that end.
Yeah, in this 4th end, I imagine we'll see much of the same from both teams. Very close game here, and they both seem to be okay with playing with lots of rocks in play. Yeah, so line looks good on this one. A lot of late finish.
Looks like it's going to end up just off the center line, but still a usable rock for Team Hansen.
Yeah. With the no-tick rule now, it's become so critical to try and get that placement on the center line. It's really, in my opinion, increased the offensive side of the game, and I love it. It's Makes for a lot more of these interesting ends with lots of rocks in play.
Yeah, it makes the sport a little more fun to watch for the average viewer. Everybody wants to see rocks in play and exciting shots, and by keeping the no-tick rule in, I think that's really done it.
So Reese-Hansen here is going to try and utilize that rock as a corner guard and come top 8, top 4 around it, and start trying to generate the 2 points back. Line looked pretty good there, just came up a little bit late. Team Hansen's going to try and take advantage of that slight stagger now and loop one in there above the tee line. (15-4) on that one. Not a whole lot of sweeping and still the full 12. Just phenomenal surface right now, holding up well to this point.
An okay spot for Team Hansen there. I think they would have liked that one to be a couple feet deeper, but just a little bit underswept.
Yeah, kept it open enough that they're able to use it. They can promote it. It's still a well-placed rock, very usable. We've got a lot of great sponsors of this event. Without them, we could not do any of the stuff we were able to accomplish here today. So just want to touch on a couple of them, and we'll kind of say, we'll go through these throughout the game here and kind of touch on each one of them and what services they offer. Bassett Petroleum, Norm Bassett's an absolute staple in the curling community now, and what Bassett Petroleum sponsors and does for these events all across the province is absolutely phenomenal. Proudly supporting this great event, Bassett Petroleum Distributors is a northern Aboriginally owned company serving communities across Alberta and the Northwest Territories. Specializing in bulk fuel transport, petroleum, and lubricant distribution, Bassett is committed to delivering reliability, safety, and top-notch service in the harshest conditions. Bassett Petroleum is more than a fuel supplier, they are part of the community. And that couldn't be more true about Norm Bassett and his group there. They're absolutely phenomenal and sponsor usually as many curling events as they can possibly handle in a year.
Yeah, when the event reached out to them to ask to see if they'd be interested in joining and sponsoring the event, it sounds like Norm Bassett said yes right away. There was no even hesitation in his voice, which is excellent for the curling community.
Yeah, without guys like that, these events don't happen, and it's phenomenal to see what they're doing for the sport. And unfortunate for Norm, he's just kind of an average curler, though. I'm sure I'll be getting a text here soon if he's listening. So a little bit of a wider play this end, and it'll be in some newer stuff, but I think they've thrown enough rocks down here now that it should be very similar to what they were used to, a little closer to the center line and the draw path.
Yeah, bit of a venture away from the straight stack down the center line we'd seen the last two ends, but it's not a bad thing for Team Reese-Hansen, getting things a little bit off the center line, keeping that scoring zone a little more open than it's been the last couple ends.
Yeah, the nice thing for Reese-Hansen right now is that intern half of the sheet is wide open for a draw later if required.
Yeah, and more than enough curl to get buried around the rock top 12 in the 4-foot. This one hangs open a little bit on them there.
Yeah, great weight. Just stayed open a little bit. Hansen's got an opportunity here. This is one of those critical shots at the end we were talking about. If this is made well, it'll be advantage Hansen right away.
For sure. Looks like they're just throwing a hack waiter, hoping to get onto the inside of that and roll into the 4-foot.
So this looks like it's got a little bit of curling to do.
Fortunate result there, chipping that one buried.
Yeah, a little bit of weight there, and on a curly sheet of ice makes total sense. The unfortunate side of that is, if you ever get a little bit wide, it does run a hair. Probably could have played that shot with a back line or a back 12 weight and just moves things around.
Yeah, make sure you get to the inside of that red was the high priority. So whatever weight allowed you to do that was probably the right weight to choose.
It's always the right weight when the shot's made, right, Chris?
It's easier in hindsight, that's for sure.
So good call here. They want to beat Team Hansen to the middle on this intern side. That right now is Hansen's out to draw in there. Like you said, it curls lots. They can get buried. So ideally, you want to put this one top 8, biting 4-foot, a little bit behind that blue, and take away that out for Hansen.
Yeah, you don't need to get fully buried behind that blue for this to be a good outcome. Even if you just tucked a piece, you'd be really happy. But it looks like they're over curling on this one and actually going to tap the blue in.
Yeah, it looks just a little bit light.
Really close on that angle to send it back into the pile of reds in the 4-foot.
Yeah, I like this initial thought from Hansen. That's going to be pretty lined up now, regardless. Yeah. So coming around and beating him in there, you'll always have that red-blue later if needed.
Yeah, for sure. Get it behind the stagger and you're going to be laughing. Need to be sitting shot after this one, even if it happens to be just biting in the back 4. You could live with that.
Yeah, this one looks like it's getting that curl again, and it's really diving over there. The weight's looking close coming in, but I think they are on that red one.
Yeah, you want to
here to try and keep that angle.
The wall up front grows a little more.
Yeah.
Team Reese-Hansen looks like they might be just coming around again. Hopefully take enough ice here to actually get around.
Yeah, Hansen there, they took away the angle on that run back. However, they still have staggered centers, 4-foot still open. Really important here for Reese-Hansen to make this one good and keep it above the T line. In the Plet Steel game, Steel got on the board with a 2, so got their points, and we'll look to keep going. That score is 6-2 for Plet. Kaufman and Stixma is 2-2 after 4. They just started 5. And on sheet 5, we're 2-1 Phillips over Silvernagel as they play 4.
This one comes up just a little bit short, reckon on the middle a little bit.
It was nice that they were able to roll that off and leave it as a usable rock to promote in later.
For sure, it kind of gives them an out if Team Hansen makes something good here into the 4-foot.
Yeah, right now the angles aren't great for Hansen. I'm not convinced that run back will stick around. It may make contact, but I do think it's probably going to spill out. So not a very positive outcome from sending that thing in right now.
No, I think if you're looking to move the middle, I think you're only throwing a board waiter maybe just to try and change the angles a little bit and promote a couple blues up. But with too much weight, that blue's never sticking around.
Yeah, I think that I like this call. If they can play this tap and leave their blues lined up to be able to promote into the 4-foot, that would be great. So hard on the sweep here. It's really important to change those angles around a little bit. So a fairly good outcome. They made that blue, so now it's usable to promote up top. They got rid of that little bit of a stagger. Reese-Hansen's got to be a little bit careful of that blue one that's just biting the 12-foot now.
Yeah, I think they improved the angle on the left side too, and I think that blue can stick around now if they throw the right weight.
Another sponsor of our event is the Gator Construction Group, and I know as they sponsor our team as well, another staple in the curling community now, and doing everything they can to help grow the sport and make events like this possible. Gator Construction Group is thrilled to be part of this event and offers design-build construction services. Gator also has concrete restoration, coatings, and hydro demolition robot divisions, and services all of Western Canada. Head to gatorbuilt.ca to learn more. So by this call, they must think that misses the back reds. I think they're playing a control weight onto the red.
Trying to change the angle up top and promote that red in a little bit.
Yeah, get rid of the stagger, promote the red in. Looks like it's hanging a hair here.
Yeah, got to get a little more curl. Hangs on them. They end up hitting the blue first.
Not a bad outcome, as we mentioned. That blue was a very dangerous rock for Reese-Hansen, and something that Hansen is going to be able to use to get out of this.
Not a natural way into the forefoot right now either for Team Hansen. Gonna have to go wide around that tight off center guard.
Yeah, if you can put this on the tee line behind that red, that's a great one. Another potential shot here would be the out turn that they were throwing earlier and try and freeze to shot rock and shrink that scoring zone a little bit and protect your 1 point lead. So taking lots of ice, very important to make sure that you get around this red one, and even if you show a half a rock in your top 8 here, it's a very good shot.
Yeah, you'll have something usable on your next at the very least.
And Reese-Hansen will have to decide if she wants to play the run back or chase it. She's looking very close right now.
Gotta make sure you get by now.
Gotta get by that top one. Great sweep.
Can they bring this in to be shot? It looks like they can.
Great sweep. It's close. I think red may still have hung on to be shot there. And looks like shots close. Red, but very good shot.
Yeah.
Really shrunk the scoring zone, forcing them into this run back.
You outcounted the second point at least, and that was the big thing. You need to hoping to get a force here in this end, so forcing them to play this run back. If they miss it the wrong way, you could be looping a second one in there.
Yeah, very important shot to make there in a spot that no one had really thrown in yet this game too. So very good judge of the rock from the sweeping team as well. Being able to manage those in those fresh paths where you're not quite sure what the speed's going to be, if it's going to slow down or if it's going to carry.
Some strong sweeping to get it by too and get it into the forefoot.
Yeah, great line call out here right now. It's important to anticipate that break point. So when the rock starts to curl as it's coming down the sheet, right now you can hold it if you catch it soon enough. As soon as it starts to curl, it's very, very hard to hold the rock out here. So great job there to hold that as it started, before it started to curl.
Sure sound like a skip always highlighting the line call.
So it's quite close.
Good shot there.
Really nice.
Making contact with the back one. Does leave Hansen the same draw here now to get shot, hopefully.
Yeah, objective complete on that run back. You'd love to stick it there and kind of sit 3, but you just need to make sure you get rid of that one. Make her throw it again, and you'll have the same shot.
Yeah, you just saw the intern run back, so even if they make this one really good, you know how to make it again.
We'll get a time on this one and see how the ice is holding up as we get to the end of the fourth end here. Hopefully Team Ginter, who we play tomorrow morning, isn't out there listening to all this inside feedback I'm giving them, eh?
Yeah, a little one-up for us after being here all day watching some ice.
Exactly. Jeff, if you're listening, it's the opposite of what we're talking about here.
This one has a little bit more weight on it. Looks like it's going to need to dive in there.
Yeah, it's really trying here at the end. It's just got to hang on. Really hoping it'll sit at least for second shot here. Yeah, just in that slighter, tighter path where it was running a little nicer, I think might have been the difference there.
It's really important as front-end players to talk about that too, and make sure you tell the skip the right information when they're coming down. Slight change in path can really affect the speed, and so maybe they were talking that they wanted to throw the same, but the same weight and a better path is back 12 like it ended up.
Yeah, we got 14 on that, which means we haven't really lost anything right now. It's 15 to tee. Phenomenal surface out here right now. Draw to the 8 foot here for the third point. And
looks like you might have a little bit of backing too if you come to the rock that was just thrown by Team Hansen.
yeah, it's a good point. Like you mentioned, as a sweeper, you want to be aware of that, right? And know that you can afford to make sure that you're down and keeping it clean, knowing that you have that backing.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than as a sweeper being off one and watching it stop short when you have backing. Skips don't typically like that too much.
Is it that obvious when you guys do that? So line looks pretty good here initially.
On it early.
Rooms are down. I don't think line's ever going to be a problem.
Looks like it should be all there.
Yeah,
will help on the sweep from the thrower just to make sure.
Yeah.
Kind of like mixed doubles. Great shot.
Yeah, 14-8 there to tee with a very minimal sweep. Very nice holding up. So big 3 points there for Reese-Hansen as they go into the break here. And Hansen will look to just bounce back quickly with a 2 and keep this game going.
4-2 for Team Reese-Hansen at the half.
We're going to take a slight break, and we'll be back right after the fourth end break. So we're back here as we get kicked off in N4. Kind of be around the rings coverage here. We've got 6-2 on sheet 2. Plet over Steele. We've got Kaufman and Stixma tied at 2 after 4. And on sheet 5, Phillips and Silvernagel are both tied at 2 after 4. They just haven't put their score up yet. So a lot of close games out there. A lot of rocks in play over on sheet 2 for Steele to try and get back in this thing.
Yeah, and we got a score of 4-2 here for Team Reese-Hansen over Team Hansen.
Yeah, big end here for Hansen. Just try and, make sure that you get back on the board. And blank here is also a pretty good outcome.
Looks like they're electing to throw the off center here as opposed to a traditional corner.
Yeah, it's not a bad call. They've been playing to the middle the whole game. They're comfortable with the ice, familiar with the ice. It's going to stop in a pretty good spot here anyways. Yeah. So not the traditional approach to the corner guard, but mission accomplished.
Yeah, it's a different look as well. It can sometimes throw the strategy off for the other team if they don't expect what's coming. So.
Yeah, so Reese-Hansen here is going to want to keep a pretty conservative approach now with that 2-point lead. Try and control the front, and try not to take any unnecessary risks at this point. Looks like they're getting a little bit of an over curl here. Goes back to kind of what we touch on. If the rock gets moving, it's hard to stop it. It's so important to get that rock started on the right line out here right now. And even a little bit of that positive set you see a lot of these teams throw, where they're just throwing that a little bit extra rotation, making sure it's back out to the broom.
Couple options here for Team Hansen. They can play the hit and roll off that open red rock, or just ignore it and throw the come around with the out turn that they just threw as well. Looks like they're electing to play the hit and roll.
Yeah, not a bad call at all. It's a 2-point game. You don't need to go crazy here. You just need to make sure that you keep that scoring area open. And
yeah, like you said earlier, a blank is a positive outcome here.
Yeah, weight was perfect there. Just a very, very positive throw, yeah. And still got a 1.5 foot of curl with hack weight. A couple teams starting with 3 out here this weekend. We've got Reese-Hansen that we're featuring here in our game, as well as Silvernagel has 3. So just catching them in that spot of hair. I think it's a little more weight on that one, ran a little straighter. I think you might see Hansen just avoid it and go right around now.
Talking about playing the hit and roll here, they just threw it, so they should know what it's going to do. Rock's pretty high in the... Yeah, I think so. Looks like it. Rock's pretty high in the house, though. I don't mind just coming around it right away.
Yeah, important here to get that roll over to the other side. Even if you roll all the way over and give them a different look in a different spot, that's still a positive outcome. Just have to make sure you hang this rock around here in the house. Rolling out would give Reese-Hansen the opportunity to come around. Yeah, good outcome. If Reese-Hansen does make the roll, they're going to be fairly high in the house. You should probably still be able to loop around with how much curl there is out here.
Yeah, it was nice to roll a half rock to the wings as well. Makes this roll in a little bit longer for them too.
little more conservative end here. Expected from Reese-Hansen getting the 3 there with the 2-point lead, and Hansen's going to try and, like we mentioned, a blank here is a reasonable outcome. This looks close. Just going to roll to the other side.
Bit of an overroll here now.
Yeah, it kind of gives the opportunity to Hansen to loop around.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to.
Yeah. Great call here. Opportunity. Pretty low risk as long as you're shot rocking above the tee line somewhere in there. Biting of the 4-foot would be fantastic.
Yeah, and there's lots of room both for line and for weight to get shot here and be in a good spot.
We got our first end of the event. It looks like Plet's got a few points in 5 and handshakes against Steele. So lots of room here right now, but there'll be a ton of late finish.
Just got to get behind the red rock at least. So they should achieve that.
Yeah, it's really curling. I think they're managing this well, trying to leave it above the tee line. A very good shot there. Yeah. It's accessible with how high that guard is, but very important there to not take that behind the tee line. So an important shot here. It looks like some tight ice, which makes sense. Chiseling the guard here and opening it up completely with a 2-point lead would definitely be the plan B option. This looks very close.
Yeah. Looks like they're making contact on the blue now.
Yeah, cleaning the whole way. It's going to roll a rock or so over and avoid the jam at the back. It's a great shot. Skips like those ones when they can just call clean the whole time and don't have to try and mess it up too bad.
Got a hit and roll here for Team Hansen to get buried again.
Yeah, they've thrown in this spot enough times now. It looks like they've adjusted the ice a little bit, and
yeah,
they'll be looking to roll, and even an overroll here is a positive outcome over towards that other red.
Yeah, if you rolled even wide open but over top standing on top of the red rock on the other side, it's a really good outcome. Gets hard to remove that rock then.
So they're going hard on this one.
Need to hold it here to stay behind the guards.
Looks like they've got it. Trying to hold it on that late finish. Well, just a
really
perfect
good
shot there.
Really good shot there.
Yeah, rolled far enough to get behind the blue guard, so that chase that we were talking about with how high the red one is no longer there.
Look at this hold here coming into the house too.
Fantastic sweep.
Needed to hit about a half a rock, and that's exactly what they got.
Perfect weight for that shot too. They don't need to overthrow that. You got to make sure you make the roll and just have control over it. And so decision time here for Reese-Hansen. They can play this in-turn freeze, try and get in there for shot and shrink the scoring area, which is what they are electing to do. The out-turn chase looks very hard, and the last thing you'd want to do there is chisel that guard into the house. So smart call here.
The run back on the Blues is has some danger in it too. So. Put this one on the 4-foot and you should be pretty happy with the result. Line looks really good here.
Yeah, so 14-8 on this one coming into the house, and it looks like we haven't lost at all here. Just a great shot, and well managed by the sweeper.
Pretty well perfect result on that one. Team Hansen might be looking to promote that blue back with, a board waiter, just to try and lie to there.
Yeah, lots of room by that top guard to make this shot, and lots of good outcomes if you can send it back and kind of chisel it in there. The other good shot, like they just called, is the corner. They kind of try and get onto the nose of the red, but it's getting a little late in the end. Another shot here that I don't mind either, Chris, is the tap on the blue guard and tap it over into the 8-foot for third shot and kind of raise the stakes a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good call too.
That last draw was 14-8 and hardly any sweep there, just a light clean the whole way, which means we haven't lost anything since the start. Team should be very, very happy with the surface out there. Usually happens that one team's extremely happy with the surface and one team isn't when they come off, though, hey?
Yeah, especially when the games end quickly. They usually one team's pretty happy.
It's always the rocks or the ice. It's never us.
Looks like they're electing to play the tap here. Trying to send it back onto that red with a little bit of weight to move it out of the forefoot.
Yeah, I think this is a great call and a great weight call too. Like we said, if they kind of hit it high and chisel the blue in, it's just important that they keep it around.
So just needed a little more curl there.
Yeah, a little more curl or a little less, and then hit that a little thinner.
Yeah.
Left the blue in a good spot, still guarding yours, still accessible to promote.
Yeah, you should have something similar on your next one.
It's another sponsor of this great event, and Everlast Plumbing and Heating is another company that never stares away from sponsoring any curling event and supporting us, our team, Team Dunbar, as well as this event and many others. Everlast Plumbing and Heating is proud sponsor of this event and support a local community. With over 13 years of experience serving central and northern Alberta, we are dedicated to providing safe, reliable, and top quality plumbing, heating, and gas fitting services. At Everlast, we're committed to ensuring both client satisfaction and safety on every project. Your trusted choice for all things plumbing and heating. I can personally vouch for those guys as they've done a ton of work for me in the past, and just also always top notch, always customer first. So if anybody's in the market for the plumbing and heating services, commercial, industrial, residential, make sure to go to their website and reach out to those guys.
Yeah, and another group of people that didn't hesitate at all when we brought the idea of sponsorship towards them for this event.
Yeah, you know, that was probably one of the most rewarding things in this process, is just seeing the immediate positive feedback from everybody that was approached to try and either help out, sponsor. You know, Dan Sherrard with all this amazing streaming equipment, he's put in a ton of work, and you know, we could sit here and talk, but if the stream didn't look good, we would have no viewers. So incredible job to him and Nick, our ice maker, that streaming side of things. We learned a lot, and I think we've got a pretty good product here with a lot of limited knowledge to get going. So really good shot there. It took away that blue run back directly onto shot rock. It also cut down that draw path. Just a really well placed rock. The last thing you wanted to do there was be heavy. So great position. So a couple options here. I think you could send that blue one still into it and try and play the slash double into it and get everything kind of moving. Maybe stay shot at the top. There's that in-turn draw to kind of lay the button. That looks quite tricky right now to get buried.
Yeah, I think you're probably sending that blue into the top red and hoping you can make contact on the back.
Yeah.
The other thing you do is if you tried sending the high red guard into the blue guard, it kind of might open both things up and have a shot at for at least one on your last with a double. If you make the red peel, all of a sudden, Team Reese-Hansen's got to just guard that, and you're going to have the outturn run on your next, or the in-turn draw for one.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of good things that can come from peeling that top one, whether you send it into the blue and try and get it going back, or you just straight peel and they have to put it back. They won't be able to promote anything in the house and put any additional pressure on you. They've elected for the in-turn draw, which is a great call. It's just a very small area that you're trying to get this to. But if they can put this back button and tuck a corner of it, it'd be a pretty fantastic shot.
She's been close on a lot of her draws today, so like her odds of putting this one in a usable spot at the very least.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like, even if this one is biting top 4 foot, half in the 4 foot, it's definitely going to be a usable rock and something that Reese-Hansen will have to deal with.
Yeah, you just don't want to be back 4 here.
So the line's looking really good here as it comes in, and they're on it. Really good sweep as it comes into the house.
Just a little bit light as they come up right beside the top red rock there.
Yeah. Important to roll off there like they did so that it's usable.
Yeah, you should be able to tap that one pretty well straight back to the button if you need to on your next.
I think for Reese-Hansen here, that blue rock is really the only thing that can hurt you right now. That the run back on the blue guard, it's very hard to get rid of both reds, especially with the placement of that last blue rock.
Yeah, I think you're looking to throw a off-center guard here, take away the straight tap as well as try to block the draw path as much as possible.
Yeah, the only thing you want to make sure you just don't want to overcurl here. So you're taking lots of ice, which they've done, and imagine you'll see a very positive throw here to try and keep that out. Big shot here. If this is put in a good spot, it's going to be a very difficult score for Hansen.
Yeah, you're right. This is one, too, where the line is more important than the weight. As long as it's a guard somewhere there, it's just got to land in the right spot for the line.
Sweeper's dream. Weight doesn't matter. The line's just got to be right.
All you have to do is listen.
It seems to be the hardest part about playing front end from my experience as a skip. But it's a nice positive throw here, getting out there. You'll see them hit this early, and that'll be to hold the line out. So, like we mentioned, once these rocks start to curl, it's very hard to hold them. You can prolong that curl by sweeping it early and holding it straight. So the line's looking really good here. It does look a little bit heavy.
12 maybe.
Still a really good outcome. Anywhere from there to just over the hog line, and that line was perfect.
Yeah, I think they have to say that's mission accomplished for Team Reese-Hansen there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I imagine Hansen will be close on this draw. She just threw it. She's been close all game, like you mentioned. Big shot here. Really, really important to try and get that score. I feel like we've done a pretty good job so far, Chris, of not missing up Reese-Hansen and Hansen, which was just a misunderstanding we were barreling towards this whole game so far. So far, so good.
Especially morning draw, the first one of the event.
I think Nick, who did up the draw for this, might have done that on purpose.
Yeah. Must have complained to him one too many times leading up to this.
Well, ice makers can always get their payback. You gotta be careful what you say. Line looks really good here. If the
it's got to get it there.
It's got to get it there. Yeah, just a little bit light coming into the house.
Going to be a 1 steal for Team Reese-Hansen. It's a big point there to go up 3 as opposed to 2 after 5.
Still lots of game left here for Hansen. You got hammer in 6. You come back. You can score 2 here. You don't have to go crazy to try and get it all back at once. I know that's a mindset a lot of times is you get down 3 or 4 and you got to think that you got to get it all back at once. Still lots of game left.
Yeah, a deuce, force deuce gets you playing the extra end at the very least.
Been a great game here this morning. Lots of made shots, lots of good angles, lots of good strategy. Some fantastic sweeps. Another one of the great sponsors here that we have for this event is RMC Group of Companies. They're another one of the, like we mentioned, one phone call, hey, we're starting this event, this is what it's about. No questions, just what do you guys need for sponsorship? We want to be part of it. Just incredible support from all of these sponsors and an immediate yes. The RMC Group is locally owned and operated, proudly supporting the local community for over 30 years. The RMC Group prides itself with providing a portfolio of products and services to the construction industry. The heart of the group being ready-mix concrete, supplying any concrete requirements you may have. RMC has grown over the years to offer products and services such as aggregates, precast items, residential flatwork, and foundation packages, screw piles, fabricated brackets, construction materials, fiberglass rebar, and dry bulk transportation. I'm not sure there's anything they don't do after reading that list, Chris. The RMC Group is committed to the highest level of service, quality, and safety within sport of its local community. We are proud to sponsor this event as we continue our local support. So if you're in the Edmonton area and you need, by the sounds of it, anything at all construction related and concrete related, those are the guys to call. James Pellick over there is an absolute phenomenal guy. He's above and beyond for any customer, regardless of how big or how small. So make sure you guys check them out if you're in the need for any sort of home concrete needs or if you're on the commercial side of things. So good start here by Reese-Hansen. Want to make sure that rock is ahead of the tee line but in the house, so they'll be happy with that.
Bit of a mistake there for Team Hansen, slipping into the house on that guard.
Yeah, just a few feet too far, and now Reese-Hansen can get rid of it. And you know, up 3, I don't think they want to be too cute with this. Like, the last thing you want to do is nose and kind of leave them a guard. So want to roll this somewhere.
Yeah, just peeling it straight out of there and rolling your shooter out of play is a really good outcome here. Got to be careful to avoid a stagger right in the center line here.
So as we start the 6th end between Phillips and Silvernagel, Phillips has got a 1-point lead, and Silvernagel's got the hammer. 3-2 Phillips. Good looking rock here. Looks like they've hit it on the high side. They're going to be rolling somewhere. Yeah. So we'll want to take this right out of play and not leave any sort of stuff out front. So
yeah, good
mission
shot.
accomplished. So in our other featured game, that one just doesn't have commentating. There was a steal of 1 by Stixma, so that they are up 4-2 after 6. Kaufman has hammer. So a good call here to switch sides and try and put this in a place where you might get a jam somewhere when they go up to peel this.
Yeah, the other red rock sticking around just on the wings there makes this peel a little more scary to throw. You can't miss it the wrong way here now.
Yeah. Classic skip move there, calling for the peel on the front end, telling them it's 1 rock too soon.
Yeah, it's a good thing skips have front end players on their team.
Yeah, good call here. Just wrap it around top 4. Again, you want to make sure you're not a guard and you're not behind the tee line here. You don't want to give Hansen any opportunity to try and generate something.
Could look to play the tick here with that rock being off the center line, but they've been throwing these into draws all day and should know the spot really well here now.
The communication out there with both these teams has been great. You just see the constant communication between thrower, sweeper, and the skip in the house.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot out of every rock. They haven't missed a shot that was made out of the thrower's hand.
Yeah, that constant feedback is so important. You know, the initial out of the hand weight call halfway down the sheet, and then as it's coming in, it's so critical in today's game. A little bit of an error there to come back 12 and, you know, kind of behind the guards and stuff, and give Hansen a little bit of a rock to use down the road potentially.
Yeah, lots of scoring room here still for them. Looks like they're electing to open the front up a little bit themselves.
Yeah, playing the hit and roll here with Hack, trying to just open up that guard, open up the scoring area.
Could look to throw the intern come around the middle, but Team Reese-Hansen's rock in the top 12 is in a really dangerous spot that they could just promote it back if you make a good one. So looking to get rid of that one.
Yeah, really good, really hard sweep here to try and get this by that top one. So a little tick there. Not the end of the world. That guard still has to be dealt with. He's still got rocks behind the T-line. There's still lots to work with here for Team Hansen.
Team Reese-Hansen looking to just make the peel, make that blue guard go away now. Got to be a little bit careful. You can't hit this too thick and send it into the house.
Yeah, big shot here if you're Reese-Hansen. This is the only rock right now that can hurt you other than that one back eighth. So just about clearing things up, keeping things a little more open with this 3-point lead. Yeah, really nice throw there.
Well done on the line call to make sure that got over top. Couldn't play that one too cute.
Another one of our sponsors, which I'm sure many are familiar with, is West Edmonton Mall. It's North America's largest mall with more than 800 stores and services. There are 2 hotels and over 100 places to eat. Family-oriented destination, not just shopping. Lots of places for entertainment. Home of the world's largest amusement park, Galaxyland, and the water park. There's a movie theater, 13 different movies showing, and lots of free parking. For anybody that's around in the area and wants to find anything to do, it's a great way to kill time between draws.
Yeah, it's located only about 5 or 6 minutes away from the Crestwood Curling Tub too, so got some downtime in between games. It's a great spot to go and you know, get your shopping fix or go grab a bite to eat.
Yeah, absolutely. And another one of our sponsors, obviously a massive outfit, didn't even think twice about sponsoring this event and helping us out. Yeah, so objective 1 here is make sure that blue rock is gone at the end of this shot, and you know you're probably wanting to roll way over. Anything you leave at the front of the house right now is going to be treated like a guard, I would expect.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit careful with your shooter if you're sticking it around the house. There's a lot of spots that can act as a guard with backing now too for Team Hansen.
Yeah, so just patient, waited for that little bit of late curl there, and it's a great shot.
Team Hansen's got a couple options to freeze to at the back here now. With no guards in play, they're going to look to try to generate a deuce off a good freeze here.
Yeah, with the scoreboard the way it is at this stage of the game, it's critical that Hansen tries to do everything they can to generate that 2 points here and get back in this game. A 1 point here of blank starts to run you out ends in a hurry.
Yeah, if you can score a deuce with skipped rocks or third and skipped rocks here, you're right back in the game.
We can starting to smell Cornerstone Barbecue firing up behind us and all the great food that they provide. I think I know where Chris and I are going to head for lunch. Really close on the weight, just a little bit light, and a little bit light means usually a little bit more curl. So same as before, just you want to make sure this rock goes and you don't roll to a spot where you act as a guard for one of those back ones.
Yeah, I suspect Kim's throwing this one hard again just to make sure the blue leaves and the red gets out of the way.
Very clean throw there. Yeah, so just looking to adjust off the last one and put this one frozen on the right hand, high side, low side of the rock, so that potential jam.
Yeah, I got to throw this one about 6 feet harder, give the sweepers a bit of a break, hopefully, and lock this one right down.
You guys don't need breaks when you're sweeping, do you?
Sometimes we like them, but this one looks like it's coming up a little bit short again. Got the line figured out a little bit more, but just still a little light.
Yeah, still got to be careful here if you're Reese-Hansen, right? There are lots of jam possibilities, and you've played a very good end now. You just want to make sure you execute through the last couple rocks here. Still stuff to work with, though, if you're Hansen. Still a positive outcome with those rocks behind the tee line. A good freeze here will make that 2 right back in play.
Yeah, just got to make one good shot here on your next, and it becomes a hard for Reese-Hansen to not give up to. You're on it early.
Hard on the sweep here.
Got to be careful for it not to jam. Does jam on the back one, which throws it plenty hard, and it spills out of the house still.
Yeah, that was
pretty good outcome.
Yeah, you know, honestly, a great outcome, being able to get rid of that one behind the tee line that Hansen had been trying to freeze to. Changes up Hansen's draw path here. If they elect to freeze instead of just drawing around that one.
Yeah, Hansen's got a choice now. They can freeze the back 12 rock and try to find a way there, or just play the in-turn draw around the rock that Team Reese-Hansen just threw. Use it as a guard and hope they miss the run back on their next one.
That's the benefit to being able to throw that hard weight is, you know, and that's why you do in those situations. It's very unlikely that you're gonna, if you do end up planting it back there, throwing it that hard, it's very unlikely it's gonna stick around the house.
Yeah, it just gives you a little more tolerance when you're throwing it.
Amazing the amount of curl here. This broom is out, a couple broom widths outside the 12 foot to get to one just off the center line. And I'm anticipating that's probably quite close. So a big shot, you want to make sure you're back to it. If you bump it a hair, that would be okay.
Yeah, you got to be pretty close on this one.
Looks to be a little bit heavy.
Yeah, sweepers are letting it build. It's out wide still. Needs to catch some of that curl here at the end.
Oh, absolutely perfect weight. Fortunately, just needed a little bit more curl.
Yeah, good attempt on that. It's not an easy shot throwing a freeze to the back 12. It's not a shot you throw very often.
No, very, very difficult to get both the line and the weight right on that shot. And very little room for error. If that thing freezes anywhere but on the nose, it's leaving the house.
Yeah. Yeah, Team Reese-Hansen looking just to kill that blue rock here, get it out of the house, and you're laughing now.
Yep, get the force here and mission accomplished.
Yeah, ideally you don't touch the red right beside it at all, so you do get the force.
This one will likely be quite hard again, just similar to the last one. No sense. The lighter weight shots, you can sometimes, you know, there's a lot of other factors that can creep in there. So
it's a little wide on this
one.
one.
To curl. A little bit of a break there for Hansen, and a slight high side hit for 2 here to get right back in this game.
Yeah, they got a little fortunate to kind of almost corner freeze on that when they hit it. Makes the shot a little bit more challenging, makes them have to think about how they want to make it. Probably just throwing a similar weight tap on this one, not throwing it too hard.
Yeah, it's, that kind of looks like just through to hack
Yeah.
kind of ice. And, with that kind of weight, if you hit this on the nose or you hit it a hair high, you're still going to be good. Big opportunity here. That's what they were trying to generate this whole end, and that draw ended up being good enough.
Yeah, they were going to need a miss to score 2, and they got one. So this is a shot that you got to be really concise with how you want to make it, whether you want to throw it with enough weight that you're playing the straight hit, or if you're just trying to throw the tap. The difference in the curl between soft hack and back 12 is quite significant on most sheets of ice, and you can kind of get caught in between and miss the shot as a result of not being certain as to which way you want to make it.
Yeah, that's a great point, and all 4 players have to be aware of how you're trying to throw this to, and what the positive outcome is, and communication will be key here. Like you said, the curl factor is quite different. So they're hard on this one right now. It looks very close.
Got to hit it just a little bit on the high side of the rock, on the right side.
Yeah.
Looks like a great shot here.
She's got an absolute beauty here. Could not have thrown that any better. So
good shot for 2.
Big 2 points here for Hansen, and right back in this game.
Yeah, it's a 1-point game now going into the 7th end.
Yeah, we got ourselves a game again here, Chris, as we head to 7. If you're Hansen here, a couple good outcomes, right? A force here to get down 2 coming home would be mission accomplished, and if you can somehow generate a steal, even better.
Yeah, looking to throw up the center guard here, trying to split center with this one. Probably going to look to throw 2 guards, I would think. One tight one and then one high guard.
Yeah, you're really trying to, ensure that the blank isn't in the cards this end, right? You'd really like to ensure that Reese-Hansen either has to take one or that you steal one, get control.
A little bit heavy there for Team Hansen.
Yeah, Team Reese-Hansen will be happy just to hit this and roll to the wings. And
yeah, if you can keep this over in the 12-foot over there, there's a little less extra risk for Team Hansen coming down towards the end of the end.
Yeah, really well thrown rock there by Hansen last end on her last. Just managed properly. Weight was correct. Line call was really easy to get caught in the middle of, where you throw it a little too hard and you don't get the curl. And very well managed stone.
Yeah, it's a good team shot. Yeah. It's when you look back after the game and know you at least did something right.
You got to get a few of those. So it keeps you coming back. So nice to roll away from the middle there. If you're Team Reese-Hansen, just keep that scoring area open.
Looking to throw the center guard back.
So just be looking to adjust after her first one there, taking 6-8 feet off, and put this one in the free guard zone.
Yeah, and sweepers think she's made a good adjustment here. Need to get some curl late to get to that center line.
Yeah, they seem to have had success this game with just playing these just off centers, and
bit of a surprising choice given that they don't have the hammer this end, however.
Good end in our other feature by Kaufman there. made a nice hit for 2 to tie that game up, coming home to 8. So Stitsma has hammer as they play tied up, coming home.
Yeah, we've got 3 exciting finishes wrapping up here on our first draw of the event.
Yeah, there's been some phenomenal curling. If this is any highlight of what we're going to be in for, it's going to be fantastic. Like we mentioned before, there's no cover at the Crestwood. Come on down, come watch some great curling. The food is fantastic at Cornerstone Barbecue. Bar's fantastic, big TV, sports on all the time. There'll be playoff football up there all weekend.
We've got the men's side of the event starting tomorrow too, staggered off a day just so the women can finish up on Sunday and head out east for the next Grand Slam. Men's starting on Saturday here, running until Monday, with the final being in the afternoon.
So pretty good situation here for Hansen. If they can come down and freeze, or even just a little bit of a tap to get that a little bit more behind the tee line, got some stuff to work with.
Looks like they might be throwing a hit and roll.
Oh, wrong again.
Yeah.
Trying to get some curl out of this.
Here she's found the uprights.
Yeah. Just a little bit tight on delivery there. I think the weight was perfect. Reese-Hansen here electing, instead of going up to peel that guard, they're kind of trying to utilize it.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit concerned about Team Hansen making a freeze on that one later in the end. If you go right above it here, you eliminate that risk now.
Yeah, in a 1-point game, they see an opportunity.
And you always have the in-turn draw to the pin right now available too. There's not too much risk for you.
Yeah, important to keep this above the tee line.
Yeah, anywhere from top 8 to top button is a really well-made shot. That's pretty well a perfect placement on that rock there.
Yeah, I don't think you could have walked that down and put it in a better spot. The double, if it's made, they're going to be open, so you'll be able to chase them. It's really a really good placement. It's hard to put this blue in a good spot. Maybe a little bit low and try and roll behind the guard and jiggle things around a little bit would be a good outcome here.
Yeah, it looks like they're throwing a little bit of weight at this one again, trying to limit some of the danger here.
Yeah, 1-point game, a 1 red score here is more than fine.
Yeah, if you could plant this and spin the rock back to the back of the button, you're in a pretty good spot.
Very close, very close. If that curls a little bit more and stays frozen on the corner of that, it's absolutely really good spot. Perfect. Still have to deal with it though, if you're Team Reese-Hansen.
Yeah, you're still going to have the in-turn freeze too to sit shotter. You might just have to tap it an inch or two, but building a bit of a pocket back there, which is what you want with no guards really in play.
So blank end over in 6 with Phillips and Silvernagel. So Silvernagel is down 1, playing 7 with hammer.
Second hogged rock over for Team Kaufman in the 8th end here. Needing a steal, it's not an ideal situation.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just trying to make that high guard for their second guard just a little bit too good. Nice shot on our sheet there to just nose that, not disturb anything, and leave that rock there that you can utilize later. That's a very important rock for you.
Team Hansen needs to find a way to solidify a pocket at the back here now, probably by promoting one of those Reds rocks back just a little bit.
Yeah, they're playing the hit and roll here. If they can get low and roll under, it'll definitely create that opportunity. Reese-Hansen will be forced to play their shot rock back, and that might open up a pocket for you. Another good shot here is just a little hit and roll off the top one.
Looks like they're going to be right around the nose, maybe rolling inside just a little bit.
Yeah, you know, a good outcome. It's a tricky rock to get rid of. The hole may look big, but a little bit high or a little bit low, and that blue's not leaving the house.
Yeah, each time that top rock gets hit, the hole gets a little bit smaller every time.
So a couple of calls here, hit it through the hole, or you could always come around it too. Top 4 would be pretty good if you could walk down and place it.
Yeah, you make the draw really good. It's going to be hard for Team Hansen to score at this point.
Yeah, you know, I think the up 1, you're happy here to just make sure that blue gets through the hole, and at the end of the day, you want to throw it hard enough that if you do touch one of those reds, it's gone, kind of similar to that last time.
I agree. Looks like that's what they've elected to do here. Just deciding which turn they want to throw to make it. A little bit of player preference on this one, whichever you feel more comfortable with.
Yeah, it's a great comment. You know, it's if there's no rocks impeding the turn and you know both, always best to go with whatever the player is seeing standing in the hack. They're the ones throwing it. As a skip, it gives you the out too to kind of blame them later, so it's perfect.
Good shot here.
Yeah, it looks like a really good outcome. Kind of roll it over. You do have the freeze opportunity now, or that little hit and roll if you're Team Hansen.
Lots of reds in play, though.
Yeah,
got to be a little careful here coming down the stretch.
Yeah, big shot here.
Hung a little wide on him there, unfortunately sending their rock through the hole.
And we just had a nosed peel in our other feature game. Kind of gave Kaufman the break they needed to have an opportunity here.
Yeah, it's shots like these on both sheets actually that are really what make the good teams the best is capitalizing when you get a miss the other way.
Yeah, misses are going to happen. They always do. It's so critical to take advantage when you do get one because you don't get very many out here. So important on this sheet to make sure this isn't behind the tee line. But
yeah,
you also don't want to leave it at guard. So not a lot of room for error, but
yeah, put this one in the top 8 and you're laughing here.
Yeah. They've been very close, drawing well all game. Imagine this will be no different.
Appears to be good coming into the house.
Yeah, fantastic shot. If you're Hansen, you got to try and find a way to protect your blue here and get rid of some reds. They still have that double and kind of roll behind the blue one to at least be second shot. Or just nose a little bit high and stay on top of the one that was just thrown would be a great outcome as well.
Yeah, they've got a few options there. They can come off the wide one as well into the back of the red.
Yeah.
Try to stick around there. You got to be looking to hit the middle pair and keep your shooter on top somewhere there.
Yeah, if you can keep it on top there and hit those middle pair, you'll give yourself a great opportunity on your next to make something and limit the score for red.
Makes it hard for the blue rock to leave as well after.
Big shot here, worthwhile to have that discussion. Like you mentioned, make sure that you're on the same page.
Yeah, it's a big part of playing back end, playing third especially, is knowing how to communicate with your skip and making sure you can talk efficiently and effectively that you both agree on the shot and you can come to the right way to make it.
Yeah, and every skip, every player is different. It's the approach you'll see from team to team at every level changes, just depending on who the skip is, what they like, what they don't, that kind of stuff, what their tendencies are. It's there's a lot of moving parts out there, and it's hard to keep your thumb on all of it at all times.
Yeah, an important part I think that sometimes gets lost amongst players on every position of the team is that everybody's out there with the same objective. They want to win, and it's easy to kind of get overwhelmed and start to point fingers if things aren't going well. But you gotta remember everybody's trying to do the best out there. Looks like they've decided to throw the nose hit here and try to stay on top of it. It looks like.
Big shot here, looking to kind of hit this red and stay on top of it. It's got a curl.
Not a bad result, making the double and kind of clearing things a little bit.
Yeah, it's really opened up yourself for an opportunity on your next one. You know, Reese-Hansen is a little bit forced to hit that blue one with it being second shot, and you're going to leave yourself that intern freeze now. It was a great shot there to give yourself a positive outcome and a way to get out of this end.
Yeah, it was thrown a little wide, but they found something good out of it.
So Silvernagel was forced in 7, so that game is tied up playing 8, and Phillips has the hammer. In our other feature, it's tied up, and Stixma is throwing her first. Kaufman's got 2 kind of welded on the button here, so a big shot coming for her to try and generate something to give her an opportunity to score on her last one.
Just looking to make this blue go away and keep your red around somewhere in the house. Ideally, you hit this right on the nose and keep the scoring zone small.
Yeah, important to stick around here. Great throw.
Yeah, just adjust
well
that.
Managed, yep.
Play the hit and roll over there and give yourself a chance. At this point, whether you give up 2 or 3 doesn't really change things. You gotta make sure you find a way to steal here now or get the force.
Yeah, lots of good things can happen here. You roll right over into it, you bump it, you know, you kind of roll a little bit low and you roll kind of underneath it, half buried. Lots of good outcomes here by rolling this rock over that way, that direction. The other shot choice here is to throw that in-turn draw. However, she just threw the hit. Threw it quite well. This makes a lot of sense. Big shot here. They're must be close.
Just to get a little more curl, I think. They're really close on this one.
What an absolutely fantastic shot.
Really, really good shot. Got tucked a piece a little bit behind the red too. Makes the tap a little bit harder.
Yeah, fantastic. Well managed. It's hard to call the line on those as you're starting to sweep it before you have any of that rock, and that was just perfectly managed by the whole team.
Yeah, you have to trust that it's going to curl in there. You've got 7 ends of evidence that it's going to. You got to just believe that, and it's really well done there.
Almost as good as you could have done there with what you were given, and forced Reese-Hansen here into a difficult shot. So just looking to pick this one out and take their 2 and get back that 3-point lead here. really Skip's preference here. You could throw this with a little less weight, try and hang on for 3, or just make sure, throw it a little harder, and then just take the pick. Scoreboard is definitely playing factor into this call.
Yeah, scoring 2 here versus scoring 3 doesn't change the likelihood of winning by a whole lot. So just got to make sure you score your 2 at least. And if you stick around, then that's a bonus.
Looks really close here. Yeah, just a well thrown rock. So a big score of 2 there.
That'll put Team Reese-Hansen up 3, playing 8 without the hammer.
Three-point lead, but a very well played game here and by both teams. Lots of made shots, lots of well executed outcomes and managed rocks. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, I suspect there's going to be quite a few rocks down the middle here too. Team Hansen appears to not like throwing the traditional corner guard as much. I think they're going to elect to throw an off center again and see what they can do with that.
Yeah, it seems to be working, right? Like whatever kind of works for your team, and that off-centered kind of in between a corner and a center guard it's worked for him a couple times to generate a multiple score. So I wouldn't expect them to change much.
Yeah, for sure. Really looking for this one to be top 4. Don't want to be, come up short as a guard would be a bad miss here.
Yeah, you definitely, that 3-point lead, anything out front of the house only helps the other team. So you definitely want to make sure you get this thing in. And it's another one of those tough ones. You don't want to be behind the tee line, and you don't want to be a guard.
So comes up just a little bit short.
Yeah, coming up a little bit light there. It's nice and tight, so still not terrible, but I think what you'll see here is you're going to see Hansen try and guard that so that Reese-Hansen can't remove it on their next shot.
I think they're electing to throw the off-center guard here again, actually,
and
letting Team Reese-Hansen potentially peel that red.
Yeah, looks absolutely perfect.
Yeah, good sweep to get that one to halfway here.
Yeah, with the ice curling as much as it does, if you're not getting those guards to halfway, they honestly become irrelevant. You can get right around them with a hack weight, no problem, and have access to whatever rock's there.
But our last rock coming up on our other feature sheet here.
Trying to play the angle slash.
Just over curls.
Just missed, so Kaufman steals their way to that win, and a very exciting finish to that 8th end. So they talked about the peel here, Chris, but they elected just to throw the draw around.
Yeah, trying to get into the 4-foot first and beat Team Hansen in there.
Yeah, a great call. It's all about the execution here. Another light guard would be a little bit devastating. So just looking to adjust off that last one. And
yeah, Juliana just threw it. She knows the adjustment they need to make.
Yeah, line on this one's looking great coming in.
Just got to get it there now.
Yeah, really well executed shot there. Like you said, she had just thrown it, confident in it, and that really puts the pressure here on Team Hansen. So just looking to utilize that guard they threw here and start kind of looping them around.
Yeah, start to get some rocks out of the house and see if you can generate a 3 that way.
So it's taking a while to curl here. It's kind of acting like it might be a little bit heavy.
Yeah, sweepers don't seem to want to sweep it either. Just needs to sit down at the back of the house here.
Anywhere in the house back here is actually a great shot. Just get it in, kind of bury it behind the guard.
Yeah, that one will work.
Yeah, really good, really good. You know, you might tempt them into chasing it, and that's how you might get a positive outcome for yourself with a chisel on the guard or a little bit wide. And I think you might see Reese-Hansen just peel the guard.
Yeah, I think you're happy if, as Team Hansen, if Reese-Hansen doesn't elect to play the peel here. I suppose they can't peel on this one quite yet anyways.
Oh. We needed the front end to come down and tell us. There's only 4 people standing around the commentating booth here. No one wanted to give us a nudge there while we steamrolled towards that. Eh? So a good weight call here, tightened up the ice. Definitely pro side will be catching that guard if anything.
Yeah, that guard's not on the center line. It can be moved. So if you're a little bit tight and chip it to a corner on the other side, I think you're okay with that.
Yeah. This looks like a very, very nice shot here.
Yeah, I think she's got it.
Yeah, and rolling out there is actually mission accomplished. You don't want to stay back there and leave a rock behind the tee line.
Looking to do the same thing here. Get another one buried. Hopefully they can get a little more behind the blue guard this time. Make the chase a little bit harder.
Yeah, still lots to work with here if you're Hansen. There's you know, it's a couple guards. You've got an opportunity here to, you could actually get shot with this draw if you can get enough curl. This one's kind of taking that same path, just getting caught a little bit with a little bit too much ice.
Yeah, it looks a little bit deep on this one again. Should just take that back to get it buried here.
Yeah, it's a good call there to sweep that and just get it warped in there. Definitely more buried on that one. And now that they can, it looks like they're going to peel that guard.
Now, this time it's an excellent call.
Yeah.
Does look like they can see maybe 2/3 of that back blue, so it's kind of
okay. So it's a little bit open there.
Yeah, it makes Team Reese-Hansen think about this one a little bit.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you're going after it, I love that broom. I like the weight. They're going to throw peel at this.
If you catch
now
the guard, that's fine.
That guard, yeah, it's no big deal. The peel is totally fine.
Yeah.
So a pretty positive set on that one.
It's going to need a little bit of curl at the end here. Sends it by everything. It's a fortunate miss for Team Hansen here.
Yeah, you really wanted to make sure, like, the pro side there was to catch that guard, if anything. And game on now. Hansen's got an opportunity here to loop another one in. And
yeah, if you could come around here, just top 12, top 8, and show them a quarter rock so that they chase it jams on the red, that's a really good outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, you just threw this. Expect it to be real close again. So it's taking its time. It's out there a little bit on this one.
This one's a little bit wider than the previous.
Yeah. Really big shot here. You got to try and get this thing warped over there.
Don't want to sit right beside it.
No. Trying to leave some separation here as they were figuring it was going to be a bit open. Really, really great weight there. Just unfortunate that they couldn't get that curl and finish in there.
Yeah, it looks like they're just a little bit wide on that one. Does leave the nose double, I believe.
A really big shot here. I imagine she'll be very close, redeeming herself after the last one.
Yeah, you make this one and you kind of make up for the previous one. There's no harm, no foul anymore.
Yeah, as a thrower, you like a crack at these after you've missed one that you'd like back.
Bit of a set on that one again, too. Not quite enough steam to make the double the other way, but sends it out to the 12-foot. It's wide open. They can hit it later if they need.
Yeah, wide open, and it's opened it up. It's still second shot. It's at some point, Hansen's going to have to figure out how to deal with that red rock on the 4-foot.
Yeah.
was such a great shot early in the end to get that one in there and have to make them deal with it later.
Yeah, it becomes one less blue rock that can come into the house.
Yeah, I think, I kind of like the intern corner freeze here. You're going to have to deal with that thing at some point, and if you could lop one on the corner, it might give you an opportunity later.
Yeah, I think you're right. You make it really good. There's no double anywhere ever either, so.
Yeah, really big shot here. If you can lock this one down on the corner, 3 is still very much in play. So what was the call here, Chris? Are they electing to just like tap that thing?
I think open up the center a little bit, tap the red into the house, and open that one in the top 4 up.
See where this rolls to.
Yeah.
If they can spin that into the house, it'd be an interesting outcome here.
Right on the edge.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's
close.
in, but it's guarding your one in the back 12 a little bit at least.
Yeah, a pretty good outcome. You still left a corner over here usable. You rolled over there to act as a corner on your one back 12. Not the called shot, but a great outcome. Still gonna have to deal with that middle at some point. Just a incredible setup there.
Yeah, they'll have to make a good freeze or run back at some point to get out of that. We're gonna go to rocks here to score 3, however.
Good call here, just trying to play the double, and if you're a little bit low and you roll in, and I'll count that back one, also a great outcome. Just trying to open up that back one.
Good shot there. Does leave the make the pocket in the middle a little bit bigger, a little more accessible on this one here. I expect Team Hansen to play an in-turn tap on the higher of the 2 red rocks.
Yeah, anything you can get in there, even if you can freeze in with the out-turn, you might leave yourself an outside chance off that guard later on.
And you have the one in the back 12 here for your bonus point at the end to tie things up.
Yeah. Good shot there. It's important to roll in and out-count that back one.
For sure.
Silvernagel's last on sheet 5. She's got to draw. Got to get full 4 bite of the button behind a staggered guard to put some pressure on Phillips here on her last.
Sweeping hard for line early on it.
Yeah. Going really hard for the line.
Appears they've over curled it.
Yeah, it just came up a little bit light, so Phillips gets the win and starts the event off.
It's two games that were won on a steal in the 8th end here.
Yeah, very, very good games out here and incredible curling. Shows you the level of competition out here when you have all these close games. Fantastic. Our next draw is on at 12:30 today, and we'll be back. There'll be guys back commentating. It won't be Chris and I this time. Somebody else will get thrown into the fire. But we've got a bunch of we got teams from the States on that draw. We've got Fujisawa from Japan, so going to be another fantastic draw curling.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure commentating this morning with you, Andrew. It's always fun spending time with you.
Yeah, it's been great. Debuts into commentating. It's been fun, and credit to the teams out there. They've made it easy by giving us some great shots and strategy and everything to go along with it. So electing to play the out turn. I'm not sure if they're playing a little tap here, Chris, or...
Yeah, the ice kind of indicates that they're throwing a little more weight than just the freeze, I think. But
yeah, small tap's okay as long as you can stay a little bit under cover of that center guard. It's going to be tricky to remove. This one looks to be curling early.
Need to go hard to get it by that guard.
So trying to make something out of this, something useful.
Weight looked like it would have been very close for the freeze, but just curled early on them.
Yeah, weight looked very, very close. So a shot here for Reese-Hansen to
end this game.
I think in this game, I don't see an outside chance at 3 here to make that top one count. But I've been wrong before. Yeah, so big shot here, like they have been, just taking the guesswork out of it, throwing it hard.
Yeah.
No need to stick around here. Just got to make this rock go away.
Yeah, take any possible questionable picks or anything out that you might find with softer ice or softer weight.
Yeah, sometimes when you get out this wide too, you might find a little bit of curl if it's a spot that you haven't thrown in. If you throw a little bit less weight, so just trying to eliminate a lot of those factors, and they're hard on this one. Yeah, good shot. Mission accomplished. Can you split this in, Chris? Can you kind of tap that in, maybe freeze it up top there somewhere and roll your shooter on? And
I worry if you're trying to tap it into the pocket, your shooter's never going to get in. I think you could split it if you hit it on the center line side, but I don't think you could do that on this shot, otherwise you leave Team Reese-Hansen a hit on an open one. I think you got to almost throw some weight at the middle now and see if you can clear things to leave yourself a freeze or a split or something on your last.
Yeah, electing to play. This looks like they're throwing some weight at this, trying to chisel this into here. And line looks close for what they're calling here.
Yeah, I think they've got a good one.
Yeah. Oh, a little unfortunate as to where they hit that to roll into the open. So same thing here for Reese-Hansen in this game, just nice and hard. Take all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, just got to make sure that blue leaves the house.
Yep. Smart way to throw this. They threw this in turn a few times a couple ends ago, so they know this spot. Just going with what they're comfortable with.
Yeah, it comes down to player preference too. If she likes her inside out hits, then just throw that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so settling in here, you'll see that peel weight again, I'm sure. It'll be coming hard. Nice positive throw.
Yeah, it looks like she's got a
great
good
shot.
one here.
Oh, Chris, it was an absolute pleasure, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. And this is just the start. There's lots of great curling still to come here at the Crestwood. Like we mentioned, try and come on down and catch some games live. We'd love to see you guys down here, and if not, this is the next best option.